What's up guys, it's me, Damian from Cool Mentors IT, and today I want to go back in time. My objective for the next few videos is to give you some good amount of knowledge about the HTML, and to do that I want to give you some historical context about the HTML and the beginning of the internet.
We're riding on the internet.
So as you can see on this slide, history of the internet starts nearly 30 years ago. I want to show you how the first websites looked like and what technologies were used to create them. Also, I want to show you the evolution of HTML and how it changed during those years.
Bring it on.
It all started in the early 90s. It was year 1993 when the first website saw the daylight. And for a long time, those first websites contained mostly text with some small amount of pictures pushed somewhere between the paragraphs. It was all dictated by the limitations of the internet connection speed and the HTML language by itself. So basically the websites were supposed to be based on the text content, and that was their main role. What you can see right here is the first website created by the CERN research facility. And it looks how it looks, right? But it was huge innovation that resulted in how the internet looks and works today. Now let's open our DevTools to see how this website is created. And as we can see, it's not a rocket science. What you can see right here is that we have header tag, h1 tag, a which is link, some p which is paragraph, and that's basically it. And that was all. We got some text with separate paragraphs and a heading on the top of our website, but the most innovative part of it was using the hypertext, which we know today as links. That you can click on some highlighted text and move to a whole different part of a document or even a different website just by clicking it like this. So this is the mechanism you already know so well. Throughout the 90s, which were crazy times to live, the whole internet was mostly based on the text. There was a small amount of pictures here and there, but the structure of the early websites reminded more of a book than a newspaper. As we can see here, those were the mainly used tags back then. What we got here is a H1, which is the heading of our website. We got a P tag, which refers to a paragraph, and also a good known A tag, which is our hypertext or link, as you may call it. From time to time, there was also an IMG tag, which contained the small image. All of those tags are commonly used nowadays as well. That is how Yahoo looked like back in 1996. We can see a search area, some small image above, and a catalog with some links. And that was basically it. So when the first era of the text-based internet was over, there was a time for the next stage, and it was the table stage. No, not that kind of table. I'm talking about the table-based structure in HTML. Websites started to look more like newspapers because tables allowed to place content of a website in columns and rows. The speed of the internet connections also increased, so we could see more images with better quality on our favorite websites. Now, what tags were popular back there? Table, which stands for table. Also a quick disclaimer, we use tables in HTML today but for other purpose. To have some well-organized data section on our website, for example a menu of a restaurant or a price list of some service company. We have TR tags and the TD tags, which stands for the columns and the rows of our table. Now there was no CSS styles back there, so the appearance layer of our website was set by the tags in HTML and their attributes. Now what you can see is the Yahoo website from 2003, and what I want to show you is at this point it was already made with tables. So let's open our console and we can see it right here. A table, we got T-body, TR and TDs, and it's all made by the tables. And as you can see, we have more images on this website. We got some pictures, some icons, etc. You can see also the characteristic width of the website, because you have to know the monitors were smaller back then with worse resolution screen. So the websites were designed for a different screen format. If you look at the YouTube from 2005, you can see it has come really long way. I'm gonna show you that it's also made with tables by opening our console. And you can see that we have tables with T-body, TR and TD tags in it, as well as we have divs in 2005 already. The next stage in the HTML history after 2005 is the div era. Div stands for division, so you can make divided blocks of content on your website and place it wherever you want using CSS. For example, you could use div with class menu and put the menu into it. You could use div with class article and put a separate article into it. And the menu and the article could be nicely separated with the CSS however you imagined it. The best part of it is that you could nest the divs into other divs like you can see on this slide. We have a body tag, then we have a div with ID wrap in it, and then we have a div with ID header in it, and then we have a div with class button in it. It was totally fine, it was totally normal, and you can see websites with this kind of structure nowadays as well. Back then we could also use JavaScript to create some animations, which are not very impressive today.
That don't impress me much.
The div era continues until today in some way, but in 2014 with the 5th version of HTML we got the semantic tags. What are those? Basically divs with semantic meaning. For example, instead of making div with class header, we got the header tag. Instead of div with ID nav for navigation, we got the nav tag, etc. As you can see on this slide, we got many semantic tags in HTML right now. You can see the most popular here like header, nav, section, article. There are many of them, but not so many. It's not so complicated how it might sound. If you want to look into the website's history, I recommend you to go to the Web Archive. This site contains huge amount of websites from all periods throughout all these years. So you can check them and see how your parents were surfing the web a couple years back. I also recommend the awards site. It's an incredible source of inspiration. You can check many beautiful projects on this website just to see trends and inspire yourself. You can see what can be done in modern web development. So just go to this site, click on some project, see how it might be done, as you can see right here. These are the best looking websites in the world, so don't get ashamed by it. Try it by yourself. You can go to menu, choose winners, check out those cool projects, and inspire yourself, because it's the best way to get better in your job. Now don't worry if you think you'll never do this. These are often very complex websites made by professional developer teams, so it's good to inspire yourself and not to torment yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, click like. If you want to see me again, click subscription. Don't forget the notification bell. If you have some questions, I'll be down in the comments to help you out. And we see you next time right here on Cool Mentors IT.